Right. Very good morning, all of you. So, all right, right. So this week, continuously every day, you are seeing this award announcing. So generally, other awards, right, announced at one stroke, whatever be the number. But every day, right, a curious, still, right, one more award to get announced. And one of the things regularly appear in the examination is about Nobel Peace Prize. Apart from other Nobel prizes, in general, you will get it. So this time, who got one or two? Overall, three, right? Alice Belaski of this Belarus. Then, as a Ukraine war it is right now, the Center for Civil Liberties, an organization which is striving for peace. Then, similarly, the Russian right groups, I Memorial. So, three shared this year's of Nobel Peace Prize. Okay. Okay. Right. So always, I mean, most of the time, I don't know why they'll go for the competitive. Apart from other, they'll ask for this. Okay. Then the economics is that to announce or announce. Okay. Huh? Is that to announce. Okay. The remaining all the words were announced. But this no, as per this, you have to keep in mind very much. Then in the literature, the Nobel Prize got to the French writer Annie Arnoux. For what book? Okay, the book itself is The Years. Okay, of course, the French title, Les Années, though it is published long back in 2008 itself, it was published. Then, when it comes to the physiology, in okay, physiology or medicine. So, sometimes, right, there's a confusion. It means the same. There's only thing you have to get this Svante Pabo for his discoveries concerning the genomes of the extinct homins and the human evolution. So all the newspapers carries no skull with the skull with him and all the parties and so on. Then when come to the physics, Alan Aspect, John of Clauser, and Anton Zeilinger. So the three shared for the experiments with entangled, this is the photons establishing the violation of Bell inequalities and pioneering quantum information science. So the quantum information science is related in a way, we can say this as per this physics is concerned. Again, shared by three. So unlike once upon a time, it's only one, two, three. Okay, one, now two, then three, like this. Okay. Then when come to the chemistry, again three, Carlin, Bertozzi, Morton Meldon, and Barry Sharpless. And one crucial thing when it comes to the Sharpless. He also received in 2001. Okay? So twice received the Nobel Prize in Physics. So sometimes it's examination purpose. This is crucial. Okay, the same persons even this century receives. So a standard questions sometimes offered. Okay, the thing is concerned. What are the areas the Nobel Prize will be announced, and from it when it was started? They're all the things. So in the medicine, physics, chemistry, literature, and peace. So these are the regular thing. Then one more thing is economics. Is it economics there? I mean, this is from the beginning, right? These awards announced, the very first awards were announced after the death of Nobel. And each award, they said the worth, when it comes 10 million kroner, that is almost all $9 lakhs, it will consider as such. Okay. So when he has died in this 1896, but 1909, 1901 onwards it is. Then later we got this uh, the economics. This economics started from 1968. Hmm? 9, 8. And that clearly shows that it was not created by Nobel. And once this question posed, which of the awards of Nobel Prize was not created by Nobel? That itself is a competitive question. And this is also another name for this award is Bank of Sweden Prize in Economic Science. Now generally they made it its concern, as it was done by Sweden's central bank. Okay. So this is presented regularly. Is it in Norway? Is it all the prizes presented at one place? Then of course the remaining in Sweden. Okay, so there's a few things regarding Nobels you have to keep in mind. And when come to the India at this juncture also, try to recollect who are the Indians received Nobel Prizes. Who were the first Indian received Nobel Prize? Rabindranath Tagore, which field? Simplified, right? The field and the book. Okay, face that we can make the things is concerned regular. And now and then the question, which are the following Indian received and not received? This sort of questions. So have the glance at it. Okay? Then, and I'm sure that this again the issue arises. The Gambia is in the news, but in a different reason, and it has an India connection as well. So the WHO, once it issues alert, okay, there is simply okay, there's a cough syrup. Once they consumed, seems not 1, 2, 3, it caused the death of 66 children. It is considered, and India connected is this particular syrup was manufactured by the company of India. So that is concerned. And it was made by this Maiden Pharmaceuticals. So the Gambia where it is, I mean, so that at this time quickly recollect those issues. So words, it is an unacceptable amount of, because what is the reason when you're talking about, so diethylene glycol as well as ethylene glycol, so unacceptable amounts, that is dosage, right? So you have to take appropriate dose. Once it is high, definitely that will affect the person, the side effects, so direct effect with the kidneys, and that resulted the issue. So there's all the children's part affected. So this country where and everything, just keep in mind. Then one more international news of this week concerned again India. The US sanctioned Indian company vis-a-vis with, why what the reason for sanction? What is the sanction? Hmm? Something general word, no? Yes, I'm sanctioning money. Uh-huh. So it's a reversed here. Okay, rather than a positive, a negative one. You are imposing in a way the restrictions. It's otherwise a punishment also. So the Mumbai based Tibalaji Petrochemicals Private Limited, and the reason it's very clear is dealing in Iranian petroleum products. So if Indian company dealing with Iranian, so what? It's but natural, right? Every company did one another. So United States is concerned with Iran's nuclear deal in spite of innumerable reminders from US. Iran ignored. So as a matter of punishing Iran, America imposed sanctions on Iran. What is that agreement? Which Iran not adhere to. America alleged JC. What it means? Joint comprehensive plan of action. So when you say this joint comprehensive plan of action, or otherwise we call this P+1 agreements, the nuclear deal. Okay, permanent 5 plus Germany long back entered agreement with Iran, stating that Iran should not develop nuclear weapons. That is an intention of it. Iran need to be adhered to. As Iran is not adhering to and not open for IAEA inspections in all its plants. What is IAEA? International Atomic Energy Agency, which inspects the nuclear plants and it is concerned. So America imposed sanctions. When America imposed sanctions, in what way India is concerned? It's the relation between America and Iran, right? Why the Indian company get punished? So there is an American act that stipulates that if anybody get affected, the interest of America, okay, or any organization, that's also will be dealt in a different way. What is that act? CARTSA, countering American adversaries, countering American adversaries through Sanctions Act, countering American adversaries to Sanctions Act. This is an American domestic act, like Indian Parliament passed our own law for India. American Congress, okay, the passed its own when the Donald Trump was the president. So if any country or organization that is doing something against the interest of America, then this act they'll invoke it. So when America impose sanctions, what America expects that everybody should fall in line. The Americans. Otherwise, as enemies friend, also an enemy. Okay, the Kautilya's issues all the way they'll invoke it. So as India-Iran relations were good enough, and in number of cases, it exempted India from imposing cuts. Even recently, regarding Russian deal, one defense system we got it from Russia. What is that? S-400, right? So we got exemption, no issue. But when it come to here, this company, what America feel it is, purchase the oil not for India, they are making it to China. Okay, the shipment to China. So it's not for the interest of India also, never. Though Indian company, but the oil is going to China. So keeping that in mind, as China was not exempted by America, so this was done. So of course, here also just few days after Jaishankar's visit, once this happened, even there's also a bigger question mark in a way. And one fact also clear, though in number of issues, India was exempted from the CATSA, but still, statistics says India is adhering to American pressures. So when 2018-19, okay, we used to import, okay, our bilateral trade. In a way, there's most of the Iran oil related only. So 17.03 billions. But when it comes to the 1920 sanctions, 4.77. So that clearly shows we are not dealing with an Iran as we deal with before the America imposed sanctions. So it looks like India is finally yielding to the pressure of American, now though not completely, slowly reducing. Of course, one of the reason now recently India is also stating regarding oil is that we are getting the oil at the cheaper cost from the Russia is concerned. Okay, though oil cost is cheaper, again somebody is alleging the transport cost, right, is getting more. So there's a problem also that. So overall, this as it is a fact, it looks like we are accepted. Okay. So any doubt on this? Then one more again, the Nord Stream in the news. This time they discovered a leak, and this is the fourth leak that happened. So quick recollection: Nord Stream 1, Nord Stream 2. What it is? They are the pipelines from Russia to Germany. Right. So it's almost 1,224 kilometers underwater gas pipelines. And the starting place, Vyborg, in the northwest of Russia to Lublin in the northeastern Germany via Baltic Sea. So when it's underwater, the Baltic Sea. Okay, that is Nord Stream 1. So when it comes to the Nord Stream 2, because the two pipeline is 1200 kilometers. It's just 24 kilometers difference, nothing more than that. And Ustluga in Russia to Greifswald in Germany. Again, it's also through the Baltic only. Okay. Okay. Then, and there's the guns, right? A different version now because Make in India program is in the way. So M4 weapon system, generally we call it. First time now the Sweden is manufacturing outside Sweden. So this Swedish company, the Saab, agreed to manufacture this Carl Gustav M4 weapon. Generally, we call this M4 weapon system in India. So production starts from 2024. Then one more Prachand is in the news. Is a light combat helicopter, LCH. So light combat indigenously. So when we ourselves is now making, and it's a multi-role light combat helicopter. When it's a multi-role suitable for operating high altitude battlefields and capable of destroying enemy defense and engaging in counterinsurgency operations. So the very fast movement it is there. So the name itself is signifies this Prachand. So innumerable features you'll find in the way. Okay. Then quickly this National Lok Adalat again we are getting is November 28. So what is Lok Adalat? People's Court. So we have already Supreme Court, High Courts, District Court, and subordinate courts. At what level the Lok Adalat is? Hmm? Is it equal to Supreme Court or equal to High Court or equal to lower court? Hmm? So is it at the ground level or at the apex level? Hmm? So the purpose is very clear, right? When court was engulfed with so many cases, it is taking years and years to resolve, and the civil cases, too much it is. Even now, criminal cases also, the Supreme Court also concerned. Okay, few people are very much in jail, even that without awarding specific punishments, still in trial. So, to speed up these cases, the local other system introduced. Main purpose is it is some sort of a compromising nature. So they will call both the parties. On this spot, decisions will be taken. Instead of going on and going on the litigation, they to try to resolve on the spot. So every year, once or twice. So minimum once they are holding and sometimes twice. This year now it is come to the second time. They are planning to hold it up. So quick recollection at that point itself. So through settlements, They wanted to do that. Of course, if the person is not satisfied, they can go back and go ahead. And it says more than 1,68,000 pending cases are there. Okay, identified only in the insurance sector, and around 71,000 in banking, and it around 33,000 in electricity. So now they have wanted to focus these issues so that certain things can be resolved very easily. Okay. Then, so last week we discussed of the ban of PFI. What is the PFI? Hmm? Popular or people? Sure. Last week we discussed in detail. Malli, not reviewed it. Yeah, Swati mentioned popular friend. So, is it popular front were recognized by election commission? Nothing like this. So what's happened? Reverse, right? It's not a political party. Okay, though front word is there, it's not a political party. What it is an NGO. So a non-governmental organization and striving for general any NGO, its purpose as social service. Wherever the government services are deficit, NGOs will step in and try to help the people in specific areas. Here, in the guise of helping, it looks like this: they are taken advantage of certain loopholes and doing their personal agenda, pursuing their personal agenda, and that personal agenda is against the interests of India. So, accordingly, it was banned under UPA. What is this UPA? Unlawful Activities Prevention Act. So once it is banned, now the government has appointed a committee headed by Dinesh Sharma. Okay. So we call this as a UPA tribunal. So exclusively dealing with this one. Because whenever instead of regular court, so that this always when the special tribunals appointed or special courts, purpose is to speed up the process. Exclusively they will deal with this one. So it's from Mumbai, right? Then rule also there that once an organization is banned, okay, under this a tribunal is set up by the government, whether the grounds of its decision is in tune with the law or not. So accordingly, it is done. So from the Delhi High Court. Then again, Justice KG Balakrishnan is also in the news. This also central government forms a commission. What for? Always to examine, right? When it says grant of SC status to those converting to other religions. So there's a demand. The thing is concerned. So it's a 3-member commission, and within a period of 2 years. Here the few questions arises. SC status to those converting to other religions. What it means? Scheduled caste. India, when you have the reservations, is based on caste. Okay. Of course, now EWS, okay, economically weaker sections arises. Till then, we don't have the system. Okay. Our system is based on the caste pattern. And caste is a peculiar phenomena of Hinduism. You will not find caste system in other religions. Okay, for example, Christianity, Protestants, Catholics, even Muslim, Shia, Sunnis, they call them as sects, not caste. Okay, and the peculiar feature of caste is that it's hereditary in nature. Whether you like or don't like, whatever your parents caste, automatically you will get it. You have no role in this individual part. So it's a hereditary in nature. When come to the religion, it is not the case. And the countries like India, where we are secularism, you have the freedom of religion. Okay, you can convert from one religion to another religion. Which article of the Indian Constitution stipulates that? Converting one religion to another? Hmm? Is there in the Constitution or not? Where? Huh? In the fundamental rights itself, right? Article 25 to 28, when he is dealing with right to freedom of religion. And 25 clearly states, okay, individual has the freedom to profess, practice, and propagate any religion of his or her choice. Okay, that implies you can convert from one religion to another if you don't like the existing religion. A choice is there for you. So morning you are one, evening another, midnight one. Okay, there's nothing wrong in that. Okay, so that major difference, always remember that, caste and religion. So as the Indian reservation system is based on the caste, caste is a peculiar feature of Hinduism. Once a person converted to, because as for fundamental right, you have to right to convert to other religion. Then what about this? Okay, hitherto we are enjoying the benefits of reservation. Just because changing to other religion, how can I lose my benefit? That is one side argument. Another says, as it was given, the very purpose of is that hitherto certain sections were oppressed, suppressed, and depressed in Hinduism. So to render an helping hand to this fellow brethren, you are taking it out. And this is a peculiar feature happened only in Hinduism. Even the concept of untouchability is a peculiar feature of Hinduism. So we wanted to undo those things. So taking these, the people who are suffering from generation to generation, suppressed from generation to generations, once you are rendering helping hand, yes, it required. Then how can we, once you convert other religion, extend these benefits? The reason why SC, when especially, right, most of the things in India, okay, it so happened that they're converting to Christianity. So once they convert to Christianity, automatically they will lose their SC. But in reality, what's happening is, though technically they will show that they are in Hinduism only, in reality, okay, day-to-day practice, everything, they will adopt the Christian. There the problems are coming. And few are challenging this, how it be. And now even one case is pending with one of the minister of Andhra Pradesh. Okay. Of course, I think she is not right now the minister, I believe. Okay, on this recent changes all the way. So once an MLA, you get elected from the SC ticket, where actually you are not an SC, you are a Christian, so you'll not be treated as an SC. Now the case is in the court. So technically says I'm still in Hinduism and I can enjoy them. Just because attending the church doesn't mean that I'm a Christian. Just carrying the Bible now and then doesn't mean I may carry anything like the part. So these are all the issues involved. And we have the one also BCC, who are the converting to Christianity. This is now considered in Telangana under BCC. So the issues are there of the reservation. So to address this issue all over India, now specific commission they made it. So what to do, whether it can be or should not be, so that all the cases you can resolve at one point. Then one more judgment in the Bombay High Court recently came it up. Women cannot be forced to give birth. Reproductive choice, part of Article 21. So what is Article 21? Right to life. So you have right to life. Can you have the option or the choice to give to life to somebody or not to? Also is a bigger question. So Article 21 clearly says no person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty except according to the procedure established by law. Right? That's the wording. Okay? Number of times we made it up. No person shall be deprived of his life or personal liberty. So when you use the word personal liberty, is a choice. What to do. So recently, when this Article 21 get expanded a number of items are coming into this, and especially the women's rights. Okay. Recently, when the married woman, unmarried woman, the issue also regarding undoing the pregnancy, it has done away with. Now, to conceive or not to conceive, is a choice. The bigger question hitherto is, okay, when the husband and wife relations is getting affected, as all the thing is concerned. When one want, one don't want, then what is the position? Okay. Hitherto, as it is the society, a male dominated society, or otherwise what matriarchy or patriarchy. Patriarchy, okay, technically called male headed one. So their view will wish is to prevail. Now, once we started questioning why this choice should be there for everybody, why the discrimination? So the results of this is this sort of the cases. So we have to wait and see what else can be added under this. So possibility of posing the question. So recently an examination they posed this question: which of the following cases of the Supreme Court as related to, okay, women empowerment? Then they started listing them. So this sort of things advisable to go through those. Then one more, this word Aditya L1. So a first Indian mission to study the sun. So we have the moon missions. Now we have the sun mission. So already Aditya one. Now it is the only thing is renamed. Okay, as Aditya L1 mission. One become L1. What is when you say ISRO? Indian Space Research Organization. Where the headquarters? Bangalore. Chairman? Sure. What is first Indian spacecraft? Spacecraft. Hmm? Which was launched using Soviet launcher, starting with the person who discovered zero, Aryabhatta. Then now, what is this Chandrayaan, Gaganayan? Chandrayaan word is very clear. It's the moon. Gaganayan, what is the Gaganayan? Humans to space. So once this L1 mission to study the solar related and the suns, so they said three aspects: corona, also the sun's corona, chromosphere, and photosphere. Then what is Mangalyaan? Mars. Now again is also news when this Mangalyaan says goodbye. What it is? So already 8 years rendered the service. So this Mars mission, Mangalyaan movie also there, right? The part is concerned. So it bid a farewell of this one. So we call this MOM. So number of examinations, you got this full form. They ask is what the full form of MOM, MOM's orbit mission. Okay. So when said 8 years back launched, when it was launched, hmm? 8 years back means 2013, right? It was launched, and 2014 it entered into Mars. So November 2013 to be more specific, it's done, and September 24th, 2014, it entered to Mars orbit successfully. What is the other name of Mars? Red planet. So this is also a GK question. And the specialty that initially they thought this mission is the life of the mission is only for 6 months. Okay. When the life thought the only 6 months, it orbited more than 8 years. See this. And the two with the limited expenses, just $75 million expenses. So it's most affordable in a way. So whatever will be the task assigned to MOM, everything was finished within 1 year. So whatever the remaining 7 years is rendered its helping hand. Okay. Then another science related, the NASA SpaceX launches 4 people International Space Station. What the full form of NASA? Which countries? American Space Agency. So this 5N is a screw 5. Then Tamil Nadu's Mamallapuram again in the news. Then said it's got more foreign tourists this time rather than the Taj Mahal. So who promoted this Mamallapuram? Somebody, right? Some celebrity has to do this so that everyone will look into this. Okay, it's none other than the Prime Minister of India, okay, Modi, and of course the President of China, Xi Jinping. They have their own informal meeting, not even formal, at Mamallapuram just before Corona. They just a year before Corona. So with that, the Mamallapuram become very much in the news because something should be done. Okay, an event in a particular place, naturally it become popular. So at that time, instead of meeting hold at this, so is an international coverage, 2 top leaders at one point. And at that time, number of competitive examinations, you will got the questions and talking about the ancient architecture, because the culture and history, when the part of your history, right, culture and heritage, you will have the questions. And in recent years, more questions from culture and heritage rather than general history. So look into all those issues. So the Pallavas are the rulers at that point of time. So which state it is? Tamil Nadu. So these are all shore temple, Pancharathas, Arjuna's penance, and all the things. Okay, the Mahabharata link up this area much. But anyway, main is the period, right? This is also very important here. So there are a few things which I thought of for this day. Then, as the next week only we have the group 1 examination, I just thought of a quick recollection of the few international aspects, okay, of last 3 4 months. So before we getting into any doubts on this for you, hmm? Any doubts? Hmm? So last time, because the recollection, the few things I'm sure that okay, and Rohingyas again the news. Who are those Rohingyas? Quickly, I'll ask few questions so that you can answer. Myanmar, refugees from Myanmar, and they are also known as other name of boat people because they run away to protect and preserve their lives. Okay, so they are Sunni or Shia Muslims. Hmm? So sometimes, right, these questions arise as Sunni Muslims, and most of them are in right now take shelter in Bangladesh, and we are not permitting. And recently, the Home Ministry and Urban Ministry, the slight clashes. Urban Ministry said yes, ready to give houses for them under this economically weaker section quota. Immediately, Home Minister come out with the news no. So because of this, again that will be in the news. So right now we are not officially permitting those things. Then so we have the few groupings, number of things happen. There's one group, the Combined Maritime Forces, CMF. What it is? Combined Maritime Forces. Is it India a member of this? Is it a military grouping or any political group? No, these are all we discussed because few things I thought of quick recollection for you. So this is neither a military nor a political grouping. The word itself is Combined Maritime Forces. India recently started extending cooperation with this CMF. So when the maritime forces, when you say this, there are certain issues every country is facing, that is like security, counter terrorism, counter piracy, drug trafficking. So this maritime forces combination of 34 countries is addressing these issues. So far India is not a member. India recently started extending its cooperation. Then at the UN level, India will have permanent representative. Who is the new permanent representative of India at UN? Hmm? Yeah, replaced Tirumurti. Okay, before you said Tirumurti, now Ruchira Kamboj. Okay, good. Ruchira Kamboj. Yeah, good enough. Those answers we are getting from Bhagavati, Swati. Then recently, India also pull out of IPEF trade pillar. What is IPEF? Indo Pacific Economic framework, okay, Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. So India opted out from it. This IPEF is Indo-Pacific. So America wanted to create a space wherein it wanted to give more role to India itself. For that, instead of the Asia Pacific, they renamed this area as Indo-Pacific. But India itself wanted to stay out from this area. So it's an American initiative, IPEF. Okay. When it was created, IPEF, recently only, 2022 May. Okay. So just born child in a way. So still it is yet to, what do you call this? Entire formalities yet to finalize. So is the process of discussions. So India is not happy with the trade pillar, so it worked out. So it's an IPEF is an initiative of America in May 2022 only. When on the sidelines of which meet it was held? Quad meet. Quad means quadrilateral. How many countries in the quadrilateral? 4. What are those? Right. So America, Australia, Japan and India. Whatever be the order, doesn't matter for you. And IPEF, how many countries? 14. Right. Then recently SCO summit was also held. Shanghai Cooperative Organization. Where it was held? Uzbekistan. Uzbekistan, what is the name of the place? It's a country name, right? Samarkand. So that's advisable to remember Samarkand. How many countries in SCO? 8 and plus 1, about 2. Iran from next year is going to be added. Though officialized everything, next year onwards, officially it will start participating in this one. Where next year summit is going to be held? India only. 22 or 23? India. 23. Then one more G20 summit was also held related. And regarding India, how G20 is relevant? India will assume presidency this year or next year? Next year, 2023. So it's going to be held in India. What is G20? Group of 20 developed and developing economies. Okay. The 19 countries plus European Union. What is the group that is called group of developed countries? G7. Then one more thing is India-China related. There's a disengagement at LAC friction points, right? The Ladakh area. What is LAC? So what is that petroleum point? Petroleum point 15 mainly. Okay. Previously already 14. So all these issues happened of 2020. the clashes in one valley. What is that? Galwan Valley onwards started. Now the process of disengagement is happening. That Galwan Valley area we call PP14, patrolling point. PP15 is this hot spring part. So at the time we discussed complete boundary lines and everything of India, China. Okay, then various bits, right? India, China boundary borderline is called as LAC, line of actual control, a de facto, but technically McMahon line also, and it occupied some part of India in 1962 war. That is, what is the areas? Aksachin in this Ladakh area right now. It is under country control, and some part of Arunachal Pradesh. And what the Chinese name for Arunachal Pradesh? So that's again most of the questions will appear those things. Okay, and it renamed number of issues also. And regarding China, Chinese one vessel, right, came to one port of Sri Lanka, then become a question mark. What it is? Hmm? What the Chinese vessel name and which port of Sri Lanka? Yan Wong. Okay. Yan Wong satellite tracking vessel of China. It came to Sri Lanka. Which port? Colombo port. Is it right? Hambantota port of Sri Lanka. So if that came to Hambantota port, yeah, Bhagavati mentioned right. Why we are concerned? It came to Sri Lanka and gone away. As its nature itself is satellite tracking vessel, every possibility if it is near to India or Andaman Nicobar and everything, so there's every possibility that if it is stationed number of days there, it may track Indian satellites from there. Okay, as is a spy satellite, okay, tracking vessel. So Yang Wong, that is okay, fifth generation warship of China. Then of course China again blocking move in UN against declaring two organizations. The persons of course belong to two terrorist organizations. What is those organization? JAM, Jashkari. JAM stands for Jaish-e Mohammed, not Jashkari. Jaish-e Mohammed and LET, Lashkar-e Toiba. These two are terrorist organizations, and the few persons involved are there, like Rauf Asghar. Okay, so China exercising its veto power. So we are not able to declare one this. So what is red alpha? Red alpha, REDALPHA. It's again concerned with China. Forgotten. It's a spying group backed by Chinese Communist Party, and it's constantly attacked the government organizations, think tanks, global humanitarians, okay, in India and around the world. So in 2018 it was identified and again recently. So red alpha. Then what is MIST? MIST. We also called as something corridor. Malaysia, Myanmar. One M stands for two. Okay, Malaysia and Myanmar. India, Singapore, transit. Okay, is a submarine optical fiber cable system. MIST is the submarine optical fiber cable system. So all data transfers happens via these cables. Light pulse traveling through these long strands of the MIST. MIST. M stand for both the countries, Malaysia as well as Myanmar. I for India, S for Singapore, T for Thailand. Okay, transit. Then what is INFRUS? INFRUS? India, France, US. Right. Is a three countries alliance. What is APPSC? Australia, UK, US. So China Taiwan issues boiled again recently because of the visit of one of the American. Who? Pelosi, right? Okay, at least short form if you remembered enough. Pelosi, he or she? What is she? What is the position of her? Speaker of American Parliament. What is the name of American Parliament? Pardon? Congress. Hmm? Congress is name of American Parliament. And Pelosi is the Speaker of American Congress have two houses like India. Okay, upper house, lower house. What is the lower house name? Like our Lok Sabha, House of Representative. Upper house, Senate. Okay. So say the Speaker for what? Same like India, right? House of Representative. And regarding China, again, the United Nations even recently tried to point out human rights violations in China, and India also walked out, okay, in a way, not said anything against this. So, human rights violation China against whom? Allegation? Uyghur Muslims. UIGHUR. Right. They, which state they will stay? Uyghur? Xinjiang province of China. And UN Human Rights Commission is there, UNHRC, and we celebrate Human Rights Day when? December 10. Recently, we have the new chief was appointed for UN High Commissioner for Human Rights. What's the name? Volker Turk. Okay, last time we discussed this. VT, VOLKER, Volker Turk. And recently, the British Queen passed away, Queen Elizabeth. One or two? Two. Now, who has taken over? King Charles III. Right. So at the time we discussed this our Kohinoor diamond issue. Now who is wearing this? The wife of and who is the new Prime Minister of Britain? Liz Truss. And recently the Bangladesh Prime Minister visited India. What's the name? Hasina. And on one river we have an agreement, water sharing agreement between India and Bangladesh. What is that river name? Kushiara. Tista agreement is at two. So Kushiara river. So which state of India is bordered with Kushiara river? Assam. Tista, main thing is West Bengal. Okay, but regarding border when you're talking about land and trade. So because objections from West Bengal, so the issue is going on there. Yeah. Hmm. So I believe like this once. Okay, try to recollect few things. Okay. I'm just finding out the few important in a way. And Sri Lanka had the new prime minister. Was the Sri Lankan prime minister? Hmm? President and prime minister, right? Sri Lankan thing. So find out it away. Okay, don't ignore advisable because we don't know what sort of things. And recently one issue from Kushinagar to Lumbini. What it is? Hmm? Hmm. So he flew the chopper from Kushinagar to Lumbini. Kushinagar is where? India, right? Uttar Pradesh. Hmm. So it is famous for where Lord Buddha born, attained nirvana. Right. Where Buddha born? Lumbini. So to encourage Buddhist tourism, so the step has taken. So where is India's first World Peace Center to be established? Maybe important World Peace Center. And this is India's first World Peace Center. PACE, Peace. It's established going to be in Gurgaon, Haryana. Who is our foreign secretary now? Now Jaishankar will become finally, right, minister. Who is the present foreign secretary? And who is the prime minister of Pakistan? Also changed, right? Not Imran Khan now. Who? Shahbaz Sharif. And regarding Pakistan, FATF is very much is there. What is the FATF? Financial Action Task Force. So still it is the Pakistan it kept in the grey list. So we have to wait and see when it will be done. Yeah. So I think the few things, of course, if you look at this number of things, it looks like for me. So I request you to pick recollection of those facts so that you will not forget, okay, the issues which we discussed and important. Right. Any other doubts? Right. So thank you very much. So see you next week, and who you are writing for this next week, right? Exam, write very seriously, sincerely, and put your last minute efforts, and all the best to all of you for the next week exam.